Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to installing a Linux system. And this is part 13, which is part of the programming for the web series. Today we're going to introduce terminal. I think the terminal is one of the areas that puts people off Linux, and I don't fully understand why. I've got some ideas, but not necessarily fully understand. I think it's a case of we've got so used to point and click that we don't have to remember things. And in terminal, you actually have to remember commands and things like this, which I think puts people off. You know, they'd much rather click on something than remember what it is to type something in. So we're going to introduce the terminal today, and we're going to just have a quick look at it. Okay. In Linux Mint Cinnamon Desktop, it's here on the quick launch bar. It's also in the menu, and you can see it here in the menu, and you can also type terminal and launch it here. You have a number of choices. Okay. Now, when terminal launches the first time, I don't know if you can see it on this, but it's translucent. There's a little bit of transparency to it. It's one of the things that I'm not too keen on, but and I'll show you how to remove that later. But let's just have a look at terminal in its default state. You'll see it has your name, followed by the @ symbol, followed by the name of the computer. Now you know where email addresses come from. This is how people got email addresses, because this is what it started as. The .com, the .org, the .net, and so on was added later as the system grew, and they needed to have companies and things like that. But this is the original. Okay. Now next, in blue just there, you can see the tilde symbol. This is a symbol which actually tells you which directory, which folder you're in, and the tilde is for your home folder. So this is my home folder, John. So that tells me where you are. And then you have the dollar symbol, and after that you have the caret, and you can type things after that. So for example, I can just type something like ls, and I'll get a listing of what's in the what's in my home directory. Okay. But before we actually go into all of this, let's just have a look at the menu in terminal, which you can turn off if you wish. File. This opens a terminal. You can open a tab, you can create a new profile, you can close the terminal, and you can close all of the terminals if you have multiple terminals open. Edit. Well, copy, paste, select all. So for example, select all. You can see on this one it's gone white. I can select just one item if necessary, and you can see I can copy or paste. Notice it's Shift Control C, not Control C, and paste is Shift Control V. You have to remember the shift. Okay, that's quite important. Preferences. This will allow you to switch the menu on and off at the top. Enable mnemonics such as Alt and F to open the file menu if you wish. So if you do that, you should be able to see the file menu, accelerators, and so on. And you've got the menu accelerator key, which is F10, which will show you the underlines on that. Shortcuts, how to open a new terminal tab, copy and paste, this type of thing. So these are the keyboard shortcuts. Zoom in and out, for example. Okay. Profiles. You can have a number of different profiles with different colors, that type of thing. Different setups if you wish. Okay, and encodings, this is for the character encoding. I'm using UTF-8 because I have the Western system. So if we come down, you can see it's UTF-8 Unicode. But if you have a different type of keyboard or you need different character sets, you can choose them here. Okay. Right. Under that, we had the profile preferences. Okay. You can name your profile if you wish. You can change the size, the initial size, the number of rows, this type of thing. You can change the cursor to an I-beam if you wish. And you can change the font, that type of thing. Okay. Here, these are commands. You can run a command as a login shell, this type of thing. I don't tend to use this at the moment, but I may later on. Colors, set up a color scheme if you wish. I can use a built-in scheme, it doesn't really matter. So for example, if I change it to white on black and restart the terminal, we should have a different color scheme with any luck. No, we haven't. Okay, we'll have to find out why that didn't save. Okay, colors. So you can use your different color schemes here. The transparent background, you can actually remove this with this slider. If I just move this out the way, you can see the transparency changing. Okay, on that I will normally have this set as off. Okay, there are built-in schemes that you can have, so you can change it to different colors if you wish, some of which are easier than others to see or not to see. Okay, I shall go back to Tango because I've got poor eyes. Okay, but you can change a color palette if you wish, make it look different, and that type of thing. Okay, so the Linux console one is a little bit dark. For me, Xterm is probably better. That's way too dark, and I can change a different one here for the palette if necessary. Okay, right, we'll leave it at that. Scrolling, this allows you to scroll with commands and so on here. I don't think, oh yes, I've got a few commands that were in the system. And finally, you've got compatibility, so that if you're used to using a different type of terminal, you can set it up to that. Okay, so that's a quick run through of terminal. View, you can either see it as with the menu bar if you want to switch it off or on. You can zoom in and out, you can view it full screen, for example, and that type of thing. So, oops, wrong view, that one. Okay, bring it back in again. Okay, search, you can try and find a command or something that you've actually typed in. Terminal itself, you've got the character encoding, we're using that. The size of the screen, you can actually reset and clear the complete system by doing this. You actually have to, when you click on this, you actually have to press enter as well to get the prompt back on that. I think, has it lost? No, it hasn't lost anything, but it should have reset my terminal. Okay, you can reset everything, and help will give you contents of the help and about. Okay, to close terminal, it's actually very easy. It's Ctrl and D. There we go. Ctrl and D closes terminal. Thank you for watching. My name's John, and I'll see you in the next video.